You guys, are you guys tired of buying things? If you are nursing, or you maternity, or you're pregnant or whatever, are you tired of buying things for motherhood? And you just want to wear those things that you have before and wear it before, during, and after? Well, I'm going to show you 24 things that you can make and take it through all seasons. All right. So if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I'll be sharing with you on how you can get a 24-piece wardrobe for all season. When I say all season and all year round, that is what I'm going to be giving you. I know many of you guys have hit me up and was like, Rochelle, how would you put together a wardrobe that you do not have to go and buy stuff from motherhood if you become pregnant or you're nursing? So I'm going to give that to you because I did a video before where I helped a friend's daughter who was, she was pregnant. This was about a year ago, and I'll drop that video in the description box below. She was pregnant and she only had $300 to use. So what we did was create 10 pieces, and she was able to completely sew up everything for her daughter for the lack of things that she liked and the amount of money that she was willing to spend on the fabric and having it done with her mom actually sewing it. Also with that video, I did share like how much it would cost if you would buy from different places or whatever. I can't remember what store. I think I did do motherhood, and I made sure that everything was under that $300. So I'm going to share with you now. These are all patterns that you could sew that's going to take you through it all before, during, and post. All right. So before pregnancy, what you look like right here, and you can look like this. And then I'm going to also share with you during pregnancy how you can still wear the same outfit like this. And then I'm also going to share post-pregnancy when you look like this. All right. So without further ado, to keep this short, sweet, give you all the deets and the news that you can use on this video, let's go ahead and get into it. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, Ciao, Guten, Aloha, Hola, Konnichiwa, Gwaan, Sabonani, Shalom, Bonjour, Terve. If you are returning, you guys know what to do. Go get your quick snack, something to drink, grab those notebooks. But I'm just going to tell you, grab your notebooks for anything that I mentioned that you want to know more about. You could ask them in the comment section below. But also, there is a template that you could click on and get straight to the basically the template will be in the description box below, but you could print this out and write down what patterns will suit what you are looking for. But like I mentioned, this is not strictly for just someone who's pregnant or nursing. This is for anyone that could take you through it all, so you can sew these items up. And if you are, in your 30s or whatever, and you're expecting to get pregnant, or if you just had children and they're very small or whatnot, you can make these up and still be cute, sexy, and fit the bill. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I have my notes, you guys, because I don't want to miss a beat, okay? This one is a good one, all right? So this one is basically, taking you through it all season, all year, from before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and post-pregnancy, all right? But you do not have to be pregnant in order to do this collection, all right? So I want to make sure you guys know that, all right? So this is focused on everyone, but I wanted to give those who are either, maternity right now or post-maternity, which would be nursing. You guys could do this wardrobe as well, because I know you guys look at my videos like, how would you put together a wardrobe and still look cute and fit the bill without just wearing joggers all day, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. First, I'm going to tell you it's 25 items, but 3 of those items are the same. Just you need to do it in different colors, all right? So first item is, of course, a tank top. Now, most of these, I'm not going to give you more than 5 patterns that you could do. I'm going to also put all the patterns up on the screen. I don't want to take too much time with this one, but I will be putting all the patterns up on the screen and talk you through it. All right. So first things first is a tank top. And I'm going to give you three patterns that you could use. So first things first, well, I'm going to give you a couple of them, I should say. First things first, one of my favorite patterns is Simplicity 1366. I have a complete sew along for this. I think it's like 2 or 3. So it's a front and back piece, and then there's a strap piece and facing pieces. So I think it's like 4 pattern pieces to this pattern. It is an older pattern, so if you are looking for this pattern, you might have to get it on eBay, Etsy, or Amazon. Another pattern that you can do is Mimi G's pattern, Simplicity 9114, would be a good pattern to get you a tank top. Now, one thing I want to mention with the tank top, for those of you who are pregnant, right, or nursing, and you want to make it a little bigger than what you're currently wearing. So the reason why I say that is because if you make it your size right now, when it comes time for pregnancy, it's not going to be able to fit over the belly nicely. So you're going to have to cover up with a cardigan, which we will get to here shortly. But I would say definitely in the waist area, go up about 2 inches in the waist area. All right. Now, most of the time around the belly, it's about 6 inches, but you don't want to make it too big. You know what I mean? Or use some jersey knits or something like that in order to get your tank top. The next one that I'm going to say, the True Bias Ogden Academy would be a good pattern to do. And the last one is Mimi G book. You guys always see this in all of my videos. Mimi G book, her book, Make It Yours with Mimi G. You could also do the cami that's based out of this book as well. So those are the patterns and recommendations that I will give you for a tank top. Let's get into the next item. Item number 2 is a t-shirt. And the t-shirt needs to be graphic. We are not talking about no white, black, gray t-shirts, or you know what I'm saying? We're talking about a nice graphic t-shirt. Now, me personally, make something that makes you feel good like mom. I am a mom, so, you know, a mom t-shirt or something that speaks to you. Or you could, like, if you're a sewist, you could do sewist. And of course, Tiffany from Tip Stitch, she has some shirts that tells what a sewist is. Also, you can get a shirt from LaShawn from Let's Get Social. She has a social shirt as well. So check both of those ladies out. I will put their links in the description box below. But one other person that you could get shirts from is Aisha. And Aisha, she also has, and I'll put their handles in the description box below and up on the screen, but she has a really good shirt, and it's because I can. So when someone asks you, why are you doing this? Because I can. Right now, I'm just joking. But definitely check all 3 of the ladies out that I just mentioned. I'll put their links in the description box below so you could go and get their shirts and their merch as well. All right. So that's the graphic t-shirt. Item number 3 is, of course, a t-shirt dress. Who don't want a t-shirt dress? All right. Now, a couple of things you can do. I remember Mimi G used to have one that you can draft yourself if you're up for drafting, but I'm going to give you a few patterns. Now, this one is just a pull-on dress. It's great for belly, okay? And when I say it's great for belly, it's you pull over and it's going to stretch to fit that belly, okay? So a lot of these will be like no seam lines at the stomach area, like after the waist, no seam line. You don't want no seam lines after that waist. So a couple of patterns. First pattern, now this is a Mrs. size and a woman's size. The Mrs. size is Simplicity 8590, whereas the woman's size is Simplicity 8595. It's the same pattern, just one Mrs., one woman's size. Now this is just a straight pullover dress. Now, if you are not pregnant or nursing, I would say belted would be cute, sexy, and everything. If you are pregnant at this time, I would definitely say go without the belt or whatever, but you know, you could still style it the way that you want. I would say add a slit to give you that sexiness appeal and then some flats, all right? If you are nursing, you can still belt it because you're no longer pregnant. You can belt it. I could see you, you know, tying it up at the end so it's not dragging. I can see a couple of things for this, but make sure, you know, you do what's best for you, all right? Next t-shirt pattern is Simplicity 8912. This is a gorgeous one. There's no seam lines, you know, at the waist. So this would be a good one for you. Another pattern is New Look 6650. You can extend it to make it a maxi, or you could just have it to the knee. And with that tie that's on the ends, it's basically a tie that goes to the side seams. You can do that. You can make it actually 2 dresses. You can do it with the tie and then one without the ties that wrapped around your belly. So I could see this pattern for 2 separate dresses with the same pattern. All right. Next one is Simplicity 8981. Now, myself, okay, me. I actually did a sew along. It was a yellow fabric that I used. I believe that was a crepe knit fabric that I used for that. It's still in my closet, by the way, and I wore it like 3 weeks ago, matter of fact. But I did a yellow dress. It was the tie front dress is what that video was. I'll drop it in the description box below. Put it up on the screen, and also you can see it on the end screen as well. But that's Simplicity 8981. This will be a gorgeous dress that you can do, all right? And the last pattern is Simplicity 8926. The reason why I chose this pattern is because this will be great for baby. There's no seam lines outside of that square neck. And, you know, it's just flowy. So I thought that that pattern would be a great one for you for a t-shirt dress. All right. Moving over to item number 4. It is a neutral color oversized button-down shirt. And when I say oversized, I'm talking about oversized. You don't want anything tight, but you do want something that would be sexy for you to wear. Buttons are not idle for someone who's pregnant at the moment. But I will say, if you make it oversized, the belly should be able to fit into there. Just look at what Keke Palmer did when she was on Saturday Night Live. She ripped it out and baby all hang out and just put a blazer over it. You can do it, all right? All right, so in terms of the oversized shirt, I'm just going to give you 2 patterns. Actually, I'm going to give you 3. So the first one is Simplicity 9756. I feel like this one is already oversized. You shouldn't have to size it up. But I will say, if you are pregnant, make sure that you cut a size a little too big in terms of the boobs. And the reason why is because your boobs will grow. For those of you who knows, your boobs will grow as you go along month to month with your pregnancy. So I would say for that reason, I would say go ahead and have it oversized, but go a size up. And for the belly's sake as well. That's Simplicity 9756. Second pattern, Simplicity 9707 for the missus pattern. 9708 for the woman pattern. You guys heard me say I love this pattern. I did this pattern in a light blue fabric that I wear constantly. I need another one, to be honest with you, in a different color. But this pattern is a good one, okay? It is a good one, but it's time consuming, to be honest with you. And the last pattern I'm going to give you is Mimi G's pattern, Simplicity 9554. If I said that right. If I said the number wrong, I will correct it up on the screen, all right? But that's the Mimi G and Norris Donta Ford pattern that you can do as well, all right? Item number 5 is a dark blouse. Any dark color, you know what I mean? Like your dark colors will be your warm colors. So any dark colors. I'm not talking about any bright colors. You want dark colors like your blacks, your navy blues, your reds, those. You want those colors as your dark color. I would definitely say black or navy blue for this one. So I'm only going to give you 2 patterns. First pattern is Butterick 6688, and this is just a nice flowy blouse that you can use. Now, if you want to know fabrics that you can use, go ahead and go to Simplicity, type in these patterns, and you can see the different fabrics that you can use for the different things that I'm telling you. All right. The second pattern is McCall 7902 for that pattern for the dark blouse. All right. Moving over to the next one. We want a white oversized button-down shirt. Once again, I'm going to say use the same patterns that I just gave you for the neutral color. So the neutral color, I'm looking at like a beige color, things that you would wear all the time. Beige is one, white would be one. I'm not saying like a black because I do not wear a black button-down shirt all the time, but I do wear a white button-down shirt all the time. A baby blue color button-down shirt would be great. Another one would be kind of like a print if you wanted a print. When I say a print, I'm talking about like something subtle, like little small shit or a stripe or something like that. That would be amazing to do in a button-down shirt. All right. So those are the patterns I'm going to give you in terms of a oversized button-down shirt. That one is white. So one neutral, one white. All right. Moving over to the next item is a solid bright color pussy bow blouse. Now I'm going to say pink for this one because pink is a bright color, right? So I'm going to give you a few patterns, more like 4. So the first one is McCall 7601. Now, before you even say if you are currently, you know, pregnant or preggo, whatever you want to call it, this one may not feel comfortable for you at the moment. And the reason why is because it's the armholes or whatever. But here's the thing. You pregnant, who cares? I mean, you got to look good whether you before, during, or after. So don't let nobody tell you, girlfriend, that, oh, you know, she's so big because she preggo. No, you sexy while you pregnant. You was sexy before then, right? So you sexy now, you gonna be sexy after. And don't let nobody tell you differently. Have faith in you. All right. Next pattern, Butterick 6378. All right. So that pattern right there, I love for a pussy bow blouse. I don't even know why I never put this on the list for a pussy bow blouse. But if you've been keeping track of all my collections, go ahead and put that down for your pussy bow blouse. All right. The next one is New Look 6450, another good pussy bow blouse that has no seaming at the waist or whatever. So that's why it would be good for you to do that one. And the last pattern is So Over It pussy bow blouse as well, which I have mentioned this before in another collection for pussy bow blouse. So that one would be good, but just note that that is a PDF. So definitely, if you're not into PDF, I would say pick a pattern that is not a PDF. All right. Let's move over to the next 3 items, which would be sweaters. All right. So I'm going to say a dark black sweater, a gray sweater, and a cream color sweater. So I'm just going to say like a black, a gray, and a white sweater. All right. Now I'm only going to give you one. Actually, I'm going to give you 3 patterns to do that you can do. You can either do one pattern for all 3 and make it 3 times, or you can use all different three different patterns. All right. First pattern, Simplicity 9636 or Simplicity 9637. So this is the Mimi G pattern for 9636, which is kind of like a hoodie, right? You can also do 9450, which is another Mimi G pattern. Needle in the Bell Aronica is on the other pattern, 9637. Another pattern I'm going to give you just dropped in the fall. I think it was fall. Maybe it was early spring. But a Simplicity 9897, which is Mimi G and Norris Donta Ford for an oversized, let me say that again, oversized sweater. Okay, so yes, do that pattern. For me personally, if I was doing this collection, I would do 9897 for 3 different sweaters. Okay, so yeah, get into that pattern. Moving over to item number 11. So that was number 8, 9, and 10. Getting into number 11, which is a black cardigan. Now for this cardigan, I'm going to say definitely use knit for this one. So I'm going to give you 3 patterns. First one is McCall's 8052. Now this one is an old pattern that was reissued into McCall's 8052. Now I have the old pattern. I don't remember the pattern number right off the top of my head, but it is a old McCall 64. I want to say 6484, but that may not be the pattern. So I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'm going to say McCall's 8052. The second pattern is Simplicity 9716 or 9717. The only difference is one is a Mrs. pattern, one is a woman's pattern for that. All right. And the last pattern is Mimi G's Annie PDF cardigan. So for that one, that pattern came out, I want to say during the So Def magazine back in 2017, but many sewers have even pulled that pattern out during the fall time for a cardigan. Okay, you can still get this pattern on her website, mimig.com. I can't remember if it's Big Cartel, but I'll put the link in the description box below directly to that pattern so you can purchase. All right, if you're interested. Moving over to item number 12. Item number 12 is a duster. Now I'm going to give you about 4 patterns for this one. First one is New Look 6770. This pattern, Guten, okay? You could extend it to make it a longer duster if you want. I want to say this pattern right here is probably 4 pattern pieces. Front, back, sleeves, and the band. The band for the front facing That's it. I can literally see this pattern in my head and be like, this is probably 4 to 5 pieces, give or take. All right. Next pattern that I'm going to give you for a duster is Mimi G's Simplicity 8177. Now for that duster, I have sewn a Mimi G's Simplicity 8177 3 times in the duster. Yes, I have. But I have also did the pants 3 times as well. So it has been done many a times for that pattern. And I love that pattern to the T. All right. Next pattern I'm going to give you is New Look 6735. Mimi G did a sew along for this one as a full length duster. So you could go to that sew along to see that on Mimi G's channel. And the last pattern I'm going to give you, Montoya Mayo did this pattern. It's New Look 6305. I think she did a tutorial where she showed you how to add pockets, like patch pockets to the duster or something like that. All right. But those are the 4 patterns I'm going to give you for the duster. Moving over to item number 13. Item number 13 is a shacket. And I'm going to give you a couple of patterns for this one because I feel like a shacket is always needed, not only to cover your belly, but it's good to put in your wardrobe for a year round, right? You can wear it all year. So the first pattern I'm going to give you is Butterick 6916. Now, I know you guys have asked me, Rochelle, would you do the shacket pattern or whatnot? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get around to that pattern, but I do have that pattern in my stash. All right. Next pattern is mood pattern, which equals PDF. This is a free download. It's called the Savannah Shacket. Okay. So I have not done this pattern, but I do have the pattern in my stash because it's FREE free. So that's why I have it in my have it in my archive. All right. Next pattern is Berta 6024. Now this pattern actually has a complete sew along that I myself did on the channel. I will link it in the description box below as well as on the end screen. All right. And the last pattern is the most famous pattern for a shacket, which is Simplicity 9388. Many sewists did this pattern. Like this was a Sew Your View, I want to say about 2 years ago. Sew Your View did this pattern and featured this pattern. I want to say back in 2020. I want to say October 2020. It was the Sew Your View, but I didn't get around to it. I hate I didn't. I still have fabric for it. So I'm hoping to get around to it at some point in the near future. All right. Let's get to the next item. Item number 14 is the dressy black dress. Like, are you planning to be cute or no? Okay. All right. So for this dressy black dress, the first pattern I'm going to give you is Simplicity 9453. That pattern would be gorgeous to do as a sexy black dress or a dressy black dress. So when I'm saying dressy black dress, I'm thinking of probably your crepe fabric, some type of silky print fabric, but in black. You definitely need black, even if it's some glitter, some sprinkles, everything else on it or whatever. You definitely need this to be a LBD, a little black dress, or a long black dress, depending on what your L stands for, right? Little or long, whatever you want the L to stand for, but you need a black dress. All right. You could also do Simplicity 8888. That would be a gorgeous one. Make it long, make it short, whatever you want to do for that one. Next one would be Butterick 6728. That one would be amazing to do in a dressy black dress, right? The next pattern is Simplicity 9644. Why not? Why not? Okay. And then the last pattern is Vogue 1803. So those are the patterns that I feel that would be great in a dressy black dress. All right. Moving over to the next item, which would be a striped dress. Item number 15. Or you can make it in gingham or checkers or plaid. Okay. So a couple of patterns. First one is Simplicity 9327. This one would be amazing with the little ruffles at the shoulders. I think that would be so sexy for this dress. Next pattern, Brittany J. Jones did a sew along for this one. McCall's 8312. That would be amazing to do. All right. Next one, once again, this is basically in terms of like the t-shirt dress, Simplicity 8590 or Simplicity 8595 for the woman's size. I'm going to give you that because you can make it in just a solid color for the t-shirt dress, but also make it in a stripe for more of the stripe color top. All you want is something that's pull over, okay? Everything is going to be pretty much pull over in terms of the dresses. And the last pattern, everyone's favorite pattern by Mimi G, Simplicity 9701 for the last pattern, all right? So those are your gingham, plaid, checker, stripe type of dress that you want to make. Let's get into the next one. Next one is item number 16, a casual dress. And when I say casual, it is super casual that you want to wear some flats with. So the first pattern that I'm going to give you is Vogue 1799. This is as casuals go get, okay? All right, so this one, definitely I love the V. You can still look put together, wear it with some sandals, wear it with some flats, wear it with some tennis shoes. You're good to go, all right? Next pattern, New Look 6352. This one will be a great one. I mean, a good one to do because it's just literally you throw it on and you in and out the door. Just put some tennis shoes with it. You good to go, boo. Okay. Next one, Simplicity 9102. So this one you can make as a tunic, but you could also make as a dress. So I would say utilize your patterns to the best of your ability. If you need to do it more than once and do different views, by all means do so. Don't be scared to do different views on one pattern. Next pattern is McCall's 8281. What the model is wearing, yes, you could definitely get this in your wardrobe, whether you before, during, or after. All right. Next pattern and the last pattern for this one would be New Look 6618. This would be a great casual dress because it's just flowing with the wind. Okay. So you definitely want this pattern in your wardrobe. All right. So those are all one more dress that I'm going to give you is a wrap dress because everyone needs a wrap dress in their wardrobe. All right. So this is the end of the top of your body. We're going to focus on the lower body here shortly. Okay. So a wrap dress. So that wrap dress, a couple of patterns. First one is Simplicity 8832. That one would be a really good one to do. All right. Next pattern. You guys have seen this pattern circulate over social media and everything for a while. This pattern is Butterick 6446 for that pattern. I know Emily Hallman from Emily Hallman Design. She have done this pattern multiple times in a collection. Okay. So this is a good one. And the last pattern is Berta 6344. I feel like this pattern would be a really good wrap dress that you could do as well. So those are the patterns for your wrap dress. All right. That's item number 17. Let's get into item number 18. I'm only going to give you one pattern and it's a poncho. Okay. I'm only going to give you one pattern and that pattern is McCall's 8347. Now, the reason why I'm not doing a lot of patterns for this poncho is because a poncho is normally oversized, but just choose whatever pattern that suits your fancy. All right. So that's item number 18. Let's go to item number 19. So item number 19, we're focusing now on the lower portion of your body. It would be leggings or jeggings. All right. Now these you could definitely buy. It'll fit over your tummy with no problem. But if you want to make them, I'm going to give you 4 patterns. First pattern is Simplicity 8424. Like we need to say no more for this one, right? Next pattern, New Look 6439. Next pattern is McCall's 8455. This one would be great to do for some leggings or jeggings, in my opinion. All right. And the last pattern is McCall 6173. This one, super easy to sew, maybe like 3 pattern pieces, front, back, elastic, and maybe a casing for sure. All right. So those are the patterns for your leggings or your jeggings. Let's get into the next one, which would be item number 20, which would be your white leg trousers. So for this one, I'm only going to give 2 because the white leg trousers, we're going to focus on elastic because if you're pregnant, you don't need nothing with fly front zippers or buttons. Okay. Not for that belly area, right? So I'm only going to give you 2 patterns. First pattern is New Look 6689. Now this one, white legs and elastic, you're speaking my language, okay? All right, and the other pattern that I'm going to give you is Simplicity 8926. This is super flowy. I have done these pants, and when I say that these are wide legs as like cropped, what you call them, culottes, gachos, whatever you want to call them, these are super wide legs. I have done it myself. I did these pair of pants when I did the Disney African Princess collection way back in 2021. So it was like, it's 3 years old, y'all. But I do not have them anymore. I gave them to my sister because she kept bugging. You know, when she's being a bug, what do? You swat that bug, right? So I just gave them to her so she could stop bugging me about it, all right? But once again, it's Simplicity 8926, all right? Now, the other two items I'm going to tell you is you need a pair of black jeans and a pair of blue jeans. Hear me out, because I know I just said no buttons and this and that. What you're going to do is take that top. If you are pregnant, I would say go to Motherhood and purchase you some jeans. Okay, I'm gonna say at least four. I'm gonna say 4 of each color to get you through the entire pregnancy. However, if you have some jeans that are old, what you can do is cut off that waistband and add an elastic band that suits your fancy. There's so many tutorials on YouTube that shows you how you could take the pants that you're currently wearing and put a belly band, is what I'm going to call it, over the jeans. Now, I did that when I was, pregnant. I just took some old pairs of jeans that was in my size because if you don't know, most people do not pop back like a rubber band after pregnancy. You still carrying around 7 to 10 pounds after that baby drops. You know what I'm saying? So in my case, you've been 9 months without wearing the jeans. So it's now, I'm going to say at least 7 months without wearing those jeans. So are you going to wear them after pregnancy? Some people can still fit in their jeans. I know me personally, I gained a lot of weight in my hips. So the ass ain't fitting in those jeans, okay? So at that point, I just went ahead and cut them up and just made a belly band or whatever. So that's what I did. Do what you do, okay? Let's get into the next item, focusing on like jackets areas, right? So you're gonna need a lightweight jacket and a winter coat. So first, let's talk about the lightweight jacket. So in terms of the lightweight jacket, I'm gonna give you 3 patterns. So the first pattern, I mentioned this in a collection that, I'm getting ready to start this weekend, which is, well, actually, I already started it, but by the time you're seeing this video, I'm probably gone on my vacation to NOLA, okay? But this pattern was put in there in a Simplicity 8742, and I'll share all my NOLA stuff at a later time, all right? So, but it's Simplicity 8742, which is the lightweight jacket. Throw it on in and out the door, no questions asked, okay? Next pattern is Simplicity 9883. Now, this one is a vintage pattern. It's reversible. So, I mean, you could like basically have 2 coats in one. Don't say I didn't tell you, girlfriend. All right. Next pattern is Simplicity 8697, a classic pattern as well. And then the last pattern, I actually have a sew along for this pattern on the channel, is Simplicity 9684. So you can do that one, have a hood and everything. It's like one button right here with the loop. You're good to go. But those are your lightweight jackets, all right? Let's move over and transition into the winter coat, all right? So I'm gonna give you a few patterns. First one is Butterick 6919. Winter coat, that would be fabulous for a winter coat, all right? The next pattern, it have made its round around the Sew Your View. It was a Sew Your View years ago, okay? It's Simplicity 8797. It still surfaced during the fall and the winter time as well. Once again, it's Simplicity 8797, all right? Next one, I have a complete sew along for this pattern. It's New Look 6742. You can definitely get this one in your wardrobe as a winter coat, all right? Thank me later because I did a complete sew along for you guys, all right? Another pattern, I just dropped the sew along for this one, which is Butterick 6720. I'll link that on the end screen as well as in the description box below. So all the videos to sew alongs that I have done or whatever will be in the description box below. So just open up the description box below, click on the link that shows a link to that video. All right. And the last pattern I have said numerous of times, but it's super similar to New Look 6742. It's McCall's 8438 and McCall's 8437. One is a missus, one is a woman's size. Outside of that, those are the patterns for your winter coat. Now, let's get into the last pattern, the last section or the last item that you will need. Now, hear me out, because I know you're going to be like, what? Like a stop sign. But I'm going to say, we're going to be saying, we, or why, right? Okay. But anyway, let's get into that last item, which is a swimsuit. Hear me out. You could be pregnant and still look sexy in a swimsuit. Okay. Why? Because I know. Because I did it. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, a swimsuit. There are so many patterns that I could give you. Okay. Yes. And the reason why I'm saying a swimsuit is because most of you, depending on when you get preggo, right? I'm giving you both before and during preggo and after patterns that you can do and sew up for a swimsuit. And it's going to take you from beginning to end of pregnancy, right? So one thing I want to mention with a swimsuit is, depending on what time frame you're pregnant. Now, me personally, my children are spring babies, April and June. So because of that, I started off in the summer. I wasn't so hot in the summertime, because I wasn't showing, right? But by the time the end of the summer hit and you dang near, well, actually I got pregnant in the summertime with both of my children. Is that right? Yeah, roughly about summertime. All right. So I was not even showing at that point, but by the time that fall hit, you ain't gonna want nothing. But I'm telling you, April, May, and June just happen to be hot in the South, y'all. It don't matter what state you stay in. So if you stay in Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, possibly North Carolina as well, it's hot. It's H-O-T hot in April, May, June, July, and August, okay? So with that being said, Florida is hotter, but with that being said, a swimsuit is definitely needed. Let's get into the patterns that I selected. First one, McCall 7417. Next pattern, Butterick 5795. Next one, McCall 7168. Next one, Butterick 4526. You could do the swimsuit and you could do the cover up as well, so don't sleep on that pattern. Next one, New Look 6734. Next pattern is Erotica pattern. I would definitely say do the swimsuit and the cover up. It's Nomi 2037. And the last pattern, give a shout out to my girl Carmen from Black Sewing Network and CAG Reinvented. She did this on live. So I'm going to link to her live in the description box below, where she showed you guys how to sew it up. Now, I know Carmen have sewn this pattern 2 to 3 times for this swimsuit. She have actually showed you guys in a live how to do it. So I'm going to say it looks super good on Carmen. Okay. So if you are not pregnant, she's not pregnant or anything like that, but if you are not pregnant, pregnancy or after, it will look good on any body type. All right. So don't sleep on yourself. But that pattern is McCall's 8329 and 8330. All right. So those are all the patterns. Getting into like the accessories and the footwear real quick. I'm just going to kind of go over them real quick. So for the accessories, you need 2 scarves. You need a wool hat and a straw hat. Then you need a black purse, a brown purse, or a diaper bag. So those are your accessories that you want. Now, there are so many patterns in order to get a diaper bag. Hell, the duffel bag that I did during Vlogmas, which was Simplicity 9814. Hell, that could be your duffel bag if you really wanted to. But I will put in the description box below some good diaper bag patterns. Now, I did one diaper bag pattern. I think that pattern was Simplicity 1177, way back in the days when I was pregnant with my son. I did that pattern a long time ago. It's super good pattern, but I think that's the pattern number, but I will correct it up on the screen if I'm incorrect. But all the diaper bag patterns will be in the description box below. All right. Last thing, footwear. Let's talk about footwear. So of course you will need some sneakers, not Snickers, like the candy, sneakers, all right? Tennis shoes. slip-ons. You'll need some Crocs or some loafers, some booties, some winter boots, some slide-ons, right? Not just slip-ons. Slip-ons are great. Slip-ons is more like the open toe. The slide-on is you slide your feet in and they're closed toe, all right? So let me make a reference to both of those, all right? And then you're gonna want some sandals to look cute for those cute days, all right? So those are all the things that you could put in your wardrobe, 25 items, plus some accessories and some footwear that you could put in your wardrobe for an all year round look that's going to take you before, during, and after pregnancy. All right. So even if you're nursing, even if you're maternity, all of that good stuff, I just took you from beginning to the end, from start to finish and everything in between. All right. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if this video was educational, informative, and fun, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. Also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing.